On YouTube, it is Monday, the last day of March here in Phoenix. 60-something degrees today. Keep saying it's the last of it, but it came back and it's been pretty nice this morning. Have my coffee and woke up and just wanted to do a quick video. Worked late last night. So this video is about unloader valves, and you're seeing a lot of the adjustable ones now being put on machines. It's been kind of something that they do in the past, but in 18 years of power washing, we always used a flow sensitive style pressure washer unloader valve. They go out a lot. I was used to them, but when I started working for myself, I ended up going with this is a different style. This is the VRT3 EZ unloader valve. So basically, when you pull the trigger, it's got pressure through there to the wand, constant pressure. Like it's there in the hose. It's why they call it a trapping style unloader. So it traps, and not mainly, I wouldn't say mainly, but the use of a trapping unloader is, say you're up on your truck's down low, and you got hoses ran up into a parking garage, 3rd floor. Trapping is the unloader valve you're going to want to use for something like that, because it doesn't actually have the weight of the water coming back against this style unloader valve, which these operate. I'm sure this is fine, but there's so much jump in the hose because this style unloader releases the pressure in the hose when you don't have your hand on the trigger. It holds a little bit in there, but it's not quite as much as the trapping unloader. So this doesn't trap the water in the hose. You can actually undo your quick connects on this style unloader. You know, if you're standing there and you want to undo it, there's not much pressure in the line, so you can undo your hose and cool off your lines. This one you absolutely cannot do. So last night I've reintroduced myself back into this style unloader valve, and I gotta say that working by myself and running 250 feet of hose, pulling and all that, swapping attachments, my ball valve that's on my hose is like a flick of the wrist using this style. I've been using this since 2017. I went against my old company. I always used these. Just seems like these wear if your daily use is up. Some people get a lot of time out of them, some people don't. I get a lot of time out of these, but I think it's wearing out my hoses and my ball valves and my O-rings, because I'm switching out O-rings every night, 2 or 3 times sometimes if it's a long night, and the attachments, because when you do turn off the ball valve, turn on the ball valve and let the pressure go through, it slams the O-ring in the quick disconnect, the wand's quick disconnect, and just makes it bang. So I'm really interested in going back to this one. These can be had for like $115 on cleanright.com. You just got to make sure you get the right gallons per minute. Like I said, there's a K1, K2, K3. Don't know anything else after that. Let's go ahead and show you what these look on the units. So I will be switching this unit, possibly that unit, back over to the flow sensitive. You can see on that machine, that's where the unloader valve is, and that was really nice to have. to adjust pressures, on maybe some different kinds of stone or some sensitive surfaces. It's really nice. But because I've integrated, in, just like in my other video, a little handle on my surface cleaner that really reduces pressure, and I utilize pressure reducing wands, I'm not sure if I'm really going to need to adjust my machine's pressure, because after last night, my new unit, my new run around town unit, it does have the K7.2, and the ease of work last night was just way different. I'm talking about ball valve. So I'm talking about that right there. And that's what you use to switch in between attachments. You put this on the hose, you put that on the hose, that connects up there to that, and flow sensitive valves are going to make much more sense for me, especially as I work by myself a lot. A lot of hose ran out a lot. It's just going to make a lot more sense to me. One thing about a flow sensitive valve is, say, so this unit that has 200 feet, say you're pulling on 200 feet a hose walking backwards, and it catches on something, and the slack in the hose gets pulled, the valve will think that you pulled the trigger. Not will think, it doesn't have a brain, it's not computing, but the pressure in there thinks that, makes the valve kick on, and it will yank will yank you over. It is a lot of pressure, 3,500 psi. I don't know what that actually, the pull strength would be, but that is one thing when you're running this style. The hoses will yank you. You've experienced it. It's not very fun. This one, the hoses are always pushed out, stretched. There's always a lot of pressure in the hoses. This one is not. So if you're pulling the hose around a corner, it yanks on something, and you think that the elasticity in the hose is going to just stay and let go, no, it's going to pressure up and it's going to pull you really, really fast. And once you hear that machine kind of pull on, trigger on, does a little bit of an idle change. Once you hear that, you just better drop the hose, because it will pull you over, and it's a little dangerous. So I hope you liked my little unloader valve video. Might have rambled on, it might be too long. I noticed my 1 minute videos, people check out a little more. But yeah, if you wanted to get a little quick idea about my own findings with unloader valves over 25 years of pressure washing and thousands and thousands upon thousands of feet of work, I take like 12,000, sometimes 25,000 steps a night working, and that's no joke. Like, I have a lot of experience in this, so just passing it on, to each his own. But I hope this video helps somebody.